And welcome to Ready, Set, Jets. Every week, we take a deep dive into the most recent Jets press conferences and analyze every word, every pause, every hidden message. And for that, we turn to a 10-year NFL vet, former Jets quarterback, and analyst on Jets Late Night, Jay Fiedler. Jay, how you feeling today?
Steve, I'm doing great. Got my coffee already, and I'm excited, ready to go.
Yeah, and really kind of a lot to dive into because, you know, with this loss, the Jets made some changes this week. I think a lot of people were surprised to hear that Jets did release running back Michael Carter. Head coach Robert Saleh said it was a matter of getting rookie running back Izzy Abanikanda a little bit more opportunities. And because of that, the team decided it was best to release Carter so maybe he'd get some more playing time elsewhere. Saleh was asked by ESPN's Rich Cimini about the balance of giving players opportunities elsewhere while keeping depth for this team.
It's been frustrating for him over the last couple of years, and he's been such, like I said, a great teammate through all of this. Despite him wanting more, and his teammates love him, and we love him. But yeah, there's a balance here. You know, selfishly, you want to hold him on the roster just in case, but at the same time, they're humans too, and they want to prove that they're capable of doing things in the league, and sometimes it's the right decision to make.
How is his situation different than Carl's?
You know, the D-line gets injured at a very high rate, and, you know, he's been up. He was up last week. There's a place for Carl on this football team, and so we know that eventually with Carl, we're still going to have to be able to use him.
All right, and by the way, it didn't take long for Michael Carter to land a new job. He was picked up by waivers by 3 different teams, ended up landing with the Arizona Cardinals. Coach Saleh said the difference between the two was injury probability at this position. I mean, the Jets lost Breece Hall last year, so it's not like there's a ton of depth at the running back position, but I really have to wonder whether or not a player prefers to be let go so it opens up an opportunity for them with another team.
Yeah, you know, there are certainly some opportunities, some occasions like that. You know, I found myself in a similar situation when I was with Philadelphia Eagles early on in my career. I played for them for 2 years, and then my 3rd year going into training camp, it was known to me, and it was basically related to me that I was basically an insurance policy if someone got hurt during training camp to be there, and they weren't giving me any opportunities in, you know, through the training camp practices, through the scrimmages, didn't get me in the first game, and I was begging for a release just to get an opportunity somewhere else because I knew you know, that ultimately they were going to cut me. When they finally did release me, it was too late in training camp, and I didn't have any real opportunities to get back on a roster anywhere. So, you know, I certainly, you know how Michael Carter feels. He wants to be out there. He's played in this league. He was the leading rusher a couple years ago for the Jets. He's had some really good games, good production, and he has a place in this league. So you know, for him personally, I'm sure he's excited for an opportunity to get on the field. Obviously, here with the Jets, you have Breece Hall, who's back at 100% health now. Dalvin Cook is healthy, and last week he showed some flashes that, you know, he's back to his former self a little bit more. And then, you know, the emergence of Izzy through training camp, and you know, the fact that the Jets really like his potential as well. You know, that's 3 guys out there that you know, are taking reps away from anything that Michael Carter could get.
And you love Izzy because he has the ability to break games wide open and has that kind of speed. So the Jets offense is clearly going through some changes, but the changes on the Bills side as well, because they fired their offensive coordinator after losing on Monday night to the Broncos. Saleh was asked by Antoine Staley of the New York Daily News about what wrinkles a new OC Joe Brady might bring to the Bills offense that could affect the Jets game plan.
From a schematic standpoint, we have our thoughts. I'm not going to get into it here. From a play calling standpoint, we have our thoughts. Not going to get into it here. Obviously, there's going to be some nuance and some change. You don't change coordinators unless you're expecting something to be different. And so we have our thoughts, but at the same time, to expect them to reinvent the wheel on such short notice, they are who they are.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing games here because, truthfully, how much can an offensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, change with a short week on a Monday to a quick Sunday game?
Yeah, they're not going to do much different. They'll probably have a couple wrinkles here and there, but I don't think the Jets, are going to do much different either. I mean, they know who they have to stop. They know they have to contain Josh Allen. They know they have to stop Stephon Diggs, those are the two guys that you got to key on when you play against the Buffalo Bills, no matter what they're doing on offense.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if history serves any indication of what the future is going to look like, I think the Bills would be better served not worrying about route running, but blocking schemes to try to stop those guys from getting after Josh Allen, because the Jets make Josh Allen look absolutely mortal every time they play him. All right, when we come back, Zach Wilson was asked about the key plays that he had last week with his legs. Find out if he plans to run more often. That's next on Ready, Set, Jets. Welcome back. Well, Zach Wilson made a couple of key plays last week by running the ball against the Raiders. And let me tell you, if he had a smaller shoe size, he would have had a touchdown. ESPN's Rich Cimini asked him if it was just an in-game situation or if there's an effort to try to get him to run the ball a little bit more.
I don't normally ever go in thinking, hey, I'm going to try and run a lot today, but I think anytime you can use your legs, help extend on third downs, if it presents itself, if it looks like it's there, if something doesn't look like it's open, if a lane kind of pops, being able to use my feet there.
You're good at it. You should do it more. Right?
Yeah, I think yeah, absolutely. I would like to not to, if we can just make everything clean, that'd be great, but obviously that's not how football works. So, I think just anytime I can use it, I should be able to do that.
I love how Rich was kind of prodding him. Hey, man, you're really good at it. You should do it a little bit more. Yeah, it's good until you get in trouble with the coaches. I mean, in the prime of your career, you ran for 371 yards in one season, but you were more likely to lower your shoulder if you came across a linebacker, man. It's a different experience with Zach Wilson. So how difficult is it for, a young quarterback to balance trying to stay in the pocket versus getting out and using his legs?
Well, look, I think you have to have an internal clock in your head, and I think that's one of the things that they've been trying to instill with Zach Wilson. Going through his progression, going through his reads, and then understanding the timing of when the pocket's most likely going to break down. You got to have a good feel for it, but you also they've been facing a lot of man-to-man coverage, and that opens up running lanes for a quarterback when you see that. I think with their struggles on third down this year, opening up that running game, that scramble ability that Zach has, especially on that third and short, third and medium situations, can really be a big benefit for them, extending drives, getting more better third down protection.
Do quarterbacks salivate a little bit when you see all of that open field? Or does it scare you? What's on the backside of it, man?
No, that's opportunity, man. Let's go. When you see defenders with their backs turned running with the receivers, that's a great opportunity to take off.
Oh man, and it gives you a chance to hit them back. So there's a benefit to that as well. All right.
I don't know if they want Zach lowering his shoulder at all, but they'll teach him to slide a little bit better.
Yeah, slide, or at least fake like you're going out of bounds before you cut it up. But still, when we come back, we're going to hear from Coach Saleh about how this team is just trying to maybe keep it together for the return of Aaron Rodgers. That's next on Ready, Set, Jets. And welcome back. Well, last Sunday, Aaron Rodgers told a sideline reporter he's eyeing a return to the field in mid-December. That means the target date seems to be that Miami game on December 17th, meaning the Jets' next 4 games will determine whether or not they're even in the playoff hunt. Newsday's Tom Rock asked Saleh if there was pressure to keep their playoff hopes afloat until Rodgers returns.
Pressure is to keep it afloat, just to keep it afloat, and to have pressure to go to the playoffs is always pressure. It's not for any one individual. It's not for any possibility. It's because we're competitors and we want to win football games. And I think Aaron's just icing on the cake.
It seemed like it was hard for him to hold the laughter in about the playoff and the pressure. You were on 5 playoff teams. Is the biggest trap a team can face is looking ahead at thinking about the playoffs, thinking about the 4-game mark versus 8 games, whatever's in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, I had in the back of my ear, I was hearing Jim Mora.
Playoffs?
Talking about playoffs? You know, and I could see Saleh answering that question like that. You know, look, we're only mid-season right now. They got you know, 2 big-time divisional games coming up. You know, obviously Buffalo, big rival. They've been on top of the division for the last few years. Miami, who's on top of the division right now. So, you know, there's no looking ahead to December right now. They got to focus on the Buffalo Bills right now. And then, you know, come Sunday night, Monday, they got to focus on Miami because they got a short week going ahead for that as well.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers comes in. Is he a magic elixir that's going to make this offense that much better?
Well, he is a magic elixir. You know, good choice of words there with Aaron. But yeah, look, he's a 4-time MVP for a reason. He's certainly one of the best quarterbacks in the game today, and one of the best to ever play the game. So, you know, he does make a difference. But you still need guys out there blocking. You still need guys out there that you know, get open, run the right routes, catch the ball.
Right.
You know, he's done great things in Green Bay, but you know, they've also struggled with him there, you know, at times as well. So you need a team around you, no matter who you are.
Well, no doubt about that. The Bills are sitting at 5-5. That's next up. Jets are 4-5. So this matchup must feel like a must-win for both of these teams. And of course, Jay will join me in studio Sunday for Jets Late Night, breaking down the key plays from the game. Otis is going to be in Buffalo to speak with the players right after the game. Jets Late Night after the late news on CBS News New York. That's a look at what we heard from the Jets press conferences. We'll be back next week to take you through it once again. Thanks for watching. Ready, Set, Jets.